Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. If you are new, I'm Jordan. I am 21 years old and I have a 1.5-year-old. I am going to be filming my labor and delivery vlog or story time today. But I actually remember my labor and delivery pretty well, so I don't have anything here to like look off of, so I might have some details wrong, and like from what I can remember it's pretty detailed, so let's just get started. It was May 23rd that I was like kind of uncomfortable during the day, but like I was fine. I remember posting a picture on Instagram. I'll insert it. I was huge and in pain, and I remember I didn't really have any early labor signs. It was, to me, it was just like bam, I'm in labor. Like it was kind of like I was just in labor instantly, but it wasn't. It was just that's how it felt to me. But like, let me tell you, it was nowhere close to like real labor. But it was about 3 o'clock in the morning, I think. Maybe like 2:30ish in the morning that I got up to go pee. And I'll tell you, I didn't naturally have my water break. They had to break it for me at the hospital. But I woke up at like 2:30ish in the morning to go pee, and I was having like slight little cramps, and I was just like, oh, it's Braxton Hicks. So I decided to go back to bed. And I remember I was laying there for about like a half hour from like 2:30 to 3, and at like 3 o'clock, like 2:50ish, almost 3 o'clock, they started to get a little more intense. And little side note, I had been to the hospital 2 times prior to this because I was in labor, but this time was the actual time. It's actually time for him to come. It was about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I still live at home with my mother, so I went to let her know that I was having these pains. And she's like, oh, it's okay, just go lay down for a little bit more. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll go see how it is. And I remember laying down, and it was about maybe 10 to 20 minutes later. I was in pain. I was on my hands and knees rocking back and forth. It was not fun. I couldn't handle it. And my mom doesn't drive, and I don't drive. So I decided to go on Facebook Messenger to see if any of my friends that drive were awake, and I was so lucky. And I'm not gonna say my friend's name just in case she's not comfortable with it, but she is seriously like happy that she was awake. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. Just randomly decided to message her. I was like, hey, are you up? And then she was like, yeah, what's up? And I was like, I think the baby's coming. I think he's on his way. I was like, can you drive us to the hospital? And she's like, yeah, totally. It's fine. Like, I'm so thankful for her. And then we got to the hospital, and we had to go in through the emergency because the main entrance to the hospital is closed at like, I think 10. I don't remember. Don't quote me on that. I don't remember what time they closed at. Probably not 10. I don't remember. But we had to go in through the emergency because the main entrance is closed. So we went in through the emergency, and we went in. We had to go to like the labor and delivery doors, and then you pick up a phone and you like let them know who you are or whatever and why you're there. And then I remember going into the triage, which is like a place you have to go to wait to get a room. And it felt like we were there for like an hour, maybe 2 hours. And I swear we were there for like 10 to 20 minutes, but it felt like forever. My contractions got so intense while we were waiting there. And I remember, I think we got into triage and they checked me and I think I was at a 2 or 5 centimeters. I don't remember. I can't remember. I wish I had my book, because I remember the day I came home from the hospital, I wrote down my whole labor experience. But I can't find it. But I think I was about 5, but I can't remember. No, I was 2 centimeters in triage, and then I was in triage and I couldn't even sit on the bed. I was rocking back and forth. I was in so much pain, I just did not want to sit. And they were trying to like do all this stuff to me, and I remember I had to get undressed and I was just like not in that greatest mood. I was kind of mad at everyone. I was just like, don't touch me. But then we were done on triage, and literally like it was maybe like a 5-minute walk from the triage to my room. In that like 5 minutes or less, I had 2 contractions on the way to the room, which was not fun. I could not walk through my contractions, I could not talk through them, and I could almost not breathe through them. And then I remember getting into the room, and I called my sister-in-law and my brother while I was in triage to let them know I was in labor, because my sister-in-law was going to be in the room with me as well as my mom. And I think it was about 5 to 10 minutes before she got there. And then she got there, and literally the whole time I was in labor, I had really bad back labor. And just saying, I had an all-natural birth. I did not have an epidural. I did have gas, but I did not have anything else other than gas. But I didn't get the gas till I started to push. So I had, well, yeah, I don't think it was till I started pushing. I don't remember exactly. But through like all my contractions, I don't think I had any gas. I didn't have anything. I remember asking to get the epidural, but just before I got the epidural, they're like, okay, let's check you, and I was at 10 centimeters. But whatever, I'm going off track a little, sorry. But so my sister-in-law got there, and then I had the worst back labor. Well, no, before she got there, I had the shower, and the shower helped a little bit, but the thing is, I was worried I was gonna slip and backtrack a little. When I was in triage, I threw up, which was not fun. I didn't think I would, because it had been a while since I had eaten, and I thought all my food would have been digested, but no. And luckily there was a sink in the triage, so I threw up in there. And then I threw up again in the shower in the labor and delivery room that I was in. And I did deliver in the same room that, like, it wasn't like at the hospital I was at, there's not like a two separate rooms, like a labor and delivery and then a postpartum room. It's just all one room. You stay in the same room the whole time. And so I was in the shower. I don't know how long I was in the shower for, but I'm gonna insert photos of, like, at the end of the video probably, of like me and Evan after at the hospital. Then I got out of the shower, and I think my sister-in-law had just gotten there. I don't remember. I know it had been a while because she lived kind of far away, and I think she biked to the hospital. I'm not gonna give away names. That's Evan, just because I don't want to like put any names out there, just in case nobody wants their name out there. But she got there, and then she is literally the best person ever. She should be a midwife or like whatever. I had the worst back labor ever, as I said multiple times. But she rubbed my back pretty much the whole time I was in labor, or yeah, having like contractions and stuff. She is amazing. Like, I was like, say this is the bed, this is me. I was like leaning over the bed like this, like kind of had like my front chest area on the bed. I did not want to sit, I did not want to like walk around. I just wanted to lean there and moan and grunt and have like go through my contractions. And then I don't even know what time it was. I think it was around like 8 o'clock, because it's 8:41 I had him at. The reason why I get that confused is because when he was born he was 8 pounds 14 ounces. So it was pretty much the same, but the two numbers were switched. But I think it was around like 8 o'clock that I had asked to go in the bath. And they were like, okay, yeah, we'll run the water for you. And then about 10 minutes later I was like, is it too late to get the epidural? Can I get the epidural? And they were like, okay, yeah. Because I was done with the back labor. I was like, I asked for the epidural and they said that they could, but it was about to be shifts, like nurse shift or whatever. And they're like, okay, but we are gonna wait for like the switch over, whatever the words they used were. And I was like, okay. And then they switched, and the new nurse was like, okay, but I want to check you first. And they checked me, and I was at 10 centimeters. And they're like, it's time to push. 10 centimeters, baby's coming. So, I remember original plan is I didn't want to deliver on the bed, on my back. But once I got on that bed and was on my back, it took, like, since I was laying on my lower back kind of, it took all that pressure off my back from the back labor. And I was like, I just want to stay like this because it makes my back feel better. But I pushed for about, I don't remember, 15 minutes I think it was. It wasn't very long. I know that my whole labor altogether was 5 hours. So I didn't push for very long. But I remember in the middle of pushing, I said to my sister-in-law, and I was all like loopy on gas, I was like, I'm so happy you're here. And then I remember the one nurse, her name was Emily, and she was so nice. And I remember being all loopy, I was like, I like your hair, because she had like bright blue hair and pigtails. And then I don't even remember the doctor coming in, but he did. I originally had a male doctor, or a female doctor, but she wasn't there at the time. So he came in, and I don't even really remember him coming in. I was just like, what? Someone's coming in? I was all loopy on gas, and like he was talking to me and everything. And the thing is, he told me to move higher up on the bed, and it was kind of hard for me too, because I was like, well, I'm in pain, and I don't really want to move, and I'm loopy on gas. And the reason why he told me to move up is because I didn't know this. The hospital bed, like part of it can like come off. So he took that part off. So it was literally like this. I was like on the bed, and there was like it was almost like I was on a chair. But I remember pushing. And I remember saying to my mom, I was like, I know what you mean by the ring of fire now. Because the ring of fire is just, but like, it was not fun, let's just say that. But when he had come out, they went to bring him up, and his umbilical cord was short, so they couldn't bring him all the way up. He was on like my belly, kind of underneath my boobs. So I was like, at first I was like, why isn't he higher up? And they were like, his umbilical cord is too short. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just it wasn't very long, which I was kind of happy about. That meant it wouldn't have like wrapped around his neck or anything. And then, I remember I had him on me for quite a while. my mom cut the cord, and then once the cord was cut, they moved him up on me, and he was kind of like on this side of me, kind of like on my boob. I'll insert pictures of like now of him laying on me. Once he was on me, and I remember laying there, and all of a sudden I felt this warm just liquid, and I was like kind of like talking to him. I was like, did you just pee on me? And then to everyone I was like, I think he just peed on me, and everyone just kind of laughed, and it's like, it's normal. I was like, okay. And then I don't remember when this all happened, but I had a shower, and they came in and like changed the bedding and everything, and breastfeeding went pretty well. I breastfed him for a whole year. Up to like 13 months I breastfed him, so he's no longer breastfeeding. But seeing him was amazing. I remember when he came out, I was kind of like, oh, like the sound I made, and I was just so overwhelmed and happy to finally have my little boy in my arms and see him and kiss him. And I didn't care if he was covered in goop. I was just like, I want him up here in my face with me so I can hold him and hug him. So as soon as they cut that cord, I remember trying to like bring him up. I do have this picture, and it is kind of hard to tell what it is, but it is a picture of him literally just as he was coming out and they were lifting him. I will insert it so you guys can see if I can find the picture. But it's an amazing once-in-a-lifetime picture that you can't recreate. But he was 8 pounds, 14 ounces, and I think he was 20 and a half inches long. I can't remember. And he was born on May 24th, 2017. I will note that he was supposed to be born May 17th, 2017, but he decided to wait a whole week. And I was supposed to have an induction date, but I didn't want that, and so I'm glad he decided to naturally come. I remember, I think it was a couple of days prior, I was exercising, I was walking around, I was playing like the Wii Just Dance games so I could like dance around, and like I remember drinking chamomile tea because that's supposed to help like naturally induce you, and I got my membrane swept. That didn't do anything. But now he is happy and healthy and here, and everything went well. I had the labor and delivery that I wanted, which was awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed this video today, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in my next video.